everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name's Rhiannon and today I'm giving you my vlog for Polarthon. If you don't know what Polarthon is, it is a week-long readathon hosted by Jade over at Jade Reads. And the aim of this readathon is to read as many polar fantasy books as you can. So polar fantasy is a subgenre of fantasy, and it is a fantasy book that essentially includes any type of snowy setting, icy magic, that sort of thing. I will leave Jade's announcement video linked down below for you guys, as well as my Polarthon TBR video, if you'd like to get a more in-depth look at the books I'm going to be reading this week. Before we dive into the video though, I do have a few parcels to show you guys, which I do think you're going to really love. The first thing I wanted to show you, I'm actually wearing on my face right now, and it is these glasses. Now these glasses were very kindly sent to me by Koalaeye, which you can probably tell is a glasses company. Koalaeye kindly gifted me these glasses to show on my channel for you, and I can honestly say that I love these. I do have a similar pair to these that I wear constantly at the minute, and I think that's why I've gravitated towards these ones, because they are the same sort of style and colour. I really have fallen in love with clear glasses. I do think they suit my face. I do think they make me look more awake as well, and so when I saw these on their website, I had to snatch them up. I did also agree to show these on my channel for you guys because these are very inexpensive glasses. I've paid upwards of £120 for glasses in the past. I've only recently started to look online for my glasses. I always used to go in store to choose them out before, and I'd always buy them straight after getting my new prescription because obviously I needed them then and there. This though makes it so much more accessible for me to purchase my glasses. The process of ordering these was also very simple. I think that's the main thing that used to put me off, is that I was so scared to get it wrong and pay all this money for some glasses that weren't right for me. The steps to get these were really easy. I looked at my prescription. You can also get an app that tells you your pupillary distance, I think it is, and that is essentially all they need to sort out some glasses for you. So the ones I got are in the Bard style, I want to say is how I pronounce it, but they are this clear frame. It has some detailing on the side here as well, which I love, and all in all I just think they are such a nice pair of glasses. They suit my face really well, and again I would highly recommend them because I have been wearing them a lot recently. They're the perfect fit for my face. My old glasses have actually stretched, so they don't sit on my face properly anymore, but these are very sturdy. As you can see, they barely move. It's such a good glasses option, I feel, and again I would just personally really recommend these. So I do actually have a discount code to share with you guys if you would like to get your hands on some glasses from Koalaeye. So if you use the code welshreader at checkout, you will get 50% off eyeglasses frames at this website. Don't worry if this is a lot of information for you guys. I will have everything linked down below, including a link to the site, the link with my code in, and a link to these specific pair of glasses as well if you'd like to check these ones out. So a massive thank you to Koalaeye for reaching out to me and sending me these glasses. I absolutely love them and will definitely be ordering more from them in the future. I am just going to take these ones off to film this clip for you guys because I am aware that there might be a glare off of them. I can't quite tell on the viewfinder now, but just in case there's a glare and that it's a little bit distracting, I am just going to take them off, but I will be wearing them throughout the week as these are my new staple, so you will see them again. I promise I wear them all the time and I love them, but for this clip I am just going to take them off to stop the glare. And the next things I have to show you are in this lovely box, and if you guys have been here for a while you may recognise where this is from. I can't show you the front of the box because it has my address on it, but here's a little sneak peek. If you guys don't know, Becca from Becca and the Books does have a candle shop, and she has created dedicated candles for Polarthon, which is so amazing. I absolutely love Becca's candles. I've been a customer of hers for I want to say about 2.5 years now, and let me tell you, I was determined to get my hands on these candles. I do think that this is a limited release because obviously they are for a specific read along that only lasts a week, so I'm not sure if these are going to be restocked, but you can always check out the Grace and Honey website just to make sure, because these are absolutely stunning and I would recommend them to everyone. The first candle I have to show you guys is Arctic Animals. This is absolutely adorable. Here is a little close-up for you, and it does have the Arctic fox on it there. It is stunning, as I mentioned, and even though I am struggling to smell since getting COVID, I can get some hints of this and I really do like it. The scents in this are pine, eucalyptus, rose, vanilla and tonka, and this is definitely a favourite of mine. I don't know if I will burn it though. I feel like like I want to save these candles just because they are limited edition, but this is such a gorgeous one and I really do love the label as well. I think it's so cute. Next up we have the Explorer's candle, and this smells like peppercorn, nutmeg, clove, elderberry and oak moss. So I feel like this scent is going to be musky, and from the notes that I am getting, that is definitely the case. This is what it looks like though. It's a beautiful label once again, and even though I do tend to go for the more sweeter scents, this is one that I do surprisingly really like. And if you guys don't like your sweet scents, this is one I feel like you will absolutely love. And then the final candle that I got, I actually bought 2 of this because I just couldn't not. It's so cool, and you guys probably know what it is if you follow Becca and Jade, but this candle is the Goddess, and the scents in this are red currant, cinnamon, strawberry and cherry almond. I'm not quite getting the scent through for this for some reason, but I feel like the cherry is the strongest element in this for me at the minute. Again, sorry about this awful review. Since getting COVID 4 months ago now, I still can't smell, and it's only certain things that I can start to smell again, so for now, take this review with a pinch of salt, but Becca's candles always smell amazing anyway, and of course I'd highly recommend anything from her shop. This candle is just next level though, because as you can see, it has this lovely purple sticker on it, but if I turn it, you can see that we have some streaks of colour going all the way through, and oh my gosh, I am absolutely obsessed. So this is meant to represent the Northern Lights, and again, it's just the most beautiful candle, and I had to get my hands on it. I feel like this was definitely the most popular candle because of the style of it, so I did end up buying 2 for myself, 1 to display and 1 to burn, and I'm so glad that I did because these are just absolutely stunning. I will of course have the Grace and Honey website linked down below for you guys, so if you would like to check out this store for yourself and maybe get your hands on a few candles, you can do so by clicking the link in the description box. I always have such a good time unboxing and reviewing things on my channel. I just love showing you guys all these different things, and I hope you love watching it as well. But moving on to the books, as I mentioned, I do have a dedicated TBR video for Polarthon, but I will quickly run through the books that I want to read with you now. I've decided to go for the Explorer's Path for this Polarthon just because I feel like the prompts suited me better. I had books on my shelves that I could use for them, and all in all it was just easier for me to go down that path. So the first prompt for the Explorer's Path is to read an adventure story, and for this one I've decided to go for Ember and the Ice Dragons by Heather Fawcett. I will be listening to the audiobook for this. I did find it on Scrib, which is why I don't have a physical copy to show you, but I'm so excited for this. I cannot wait to start it, and I'm really excited to kick off Polarthon with this book. The next prompt is Cold Word, and I've decided to go for One by One by Ruth Ware. Now I know that this title doesn't have a cold word in it, but I'm stretching this prompt quite a bit because there is a cold word on the back cover. It says, "The sense of dread deepens as the snow falls in Ruth Ware's tensely plotted and deliciously cast alpine thriller." So obviously it does have the word snow in there. I'm gonna count that, mainly because I really want to read this book, and it does take place in a snowy setting, so I feel like it does fit. Next up is to read a book with a foiled cover, and for this one I've gone for The Polar Bear Explorers Club by Alex Bell. As you can see, this does have some stunning blue foiling on the cover, so it definitely counts, and this is another one that I'm so excited to read, and I do know that there is an audiobook for this one available on Scribd as well, so I can definitely listen to this or read it depending on my mood, and I have a feeling that this is one that I am going to really enjoy because it's a very beloved book here on BookTube, and I feel like everyone that's read this one has given it a very high rating. The next prompt is to read a book featuring icy magic, and for this one I've gone for The Bright and the Pale by Jessica Rubinkowski. I don't really know too much about this book. It is a Fairy Loot exclusive edition that I received in their monthly YA box, and I feel like this is the perfect time to read this one because it is a polar fantasy, and from what I've gathered this does contain icy magic, so this is the one I'm going to use for that prompt. And then for the final prompt I've decided to read an ebook, which is going to be The Raven and the Reindeer by TJ Kingfisher. This is one that I've heard nothing but good things about. I know Jade has recently read it as well when she did her Read It Like Ashley from A Frolic Through Fiction video. She picked this up, absolutely fell in love with it and gave it 5 stars. This is a retelling of the Snow Queen, so it is definitely a polar fantasy book. It's quite short as well. I believe it's around the 250-260 page mark, so hopefully it's one I can fly through, and I just have a feeling about that one that I'm going to really enjoy it because I do love my fairy tales, and if this is anything like our classic fairy tales then I am sure to love it. So those are the books that I'm planning on reading this week. I know that there are a lot here, and I'm quite scared because I have been in a massive reading slump since the start of the year. I've read 1 book so far, and that has been City of Dragons, which is the second book in the Rainwild Chronicles Quartet by Robin Hobb. That is literally the only book I've read so far, and we're already into February, so I'm not doing great. I'm hoping that this readathon will get me motivated to read again. Obviously this is going to be a massive event in the community, so I feel like all of us are going to come together to kind of boost each other up and to help get through our TBRs, and I honestly can't wait for that. I feel like that's definitely something I need right now, and I just think it's going to be a really nice time. I do just want to say as well though, I am going to Cardiff this weekend. I did buy tickets to go to the Wales versus Scotland rugby game for the Six Nations. I bought it for Tom's birthday months ago, and I didn't realise that Polarthon would be happening the same time, but it's fine. I'm still planning on reading 5 books. I'm hoping I can just kind of utilise my time to read where I can, but I do also want to be present at the weekend as well and just enjoy a weekend away, because we've not had one of them for a while. So essentially I'm just saying we'll see how it goes. I do have a set TBR planned. If I do need to move stuff around or double up on prompts, I can, but the aim is to read 5 books over the course of a week, and honestly I cannot wait to get started. I don't really want to ramble on for too long now though, because I feel like I've given you guys all the information that I currently wanted to share with you. I have my TBR, I have my plans for the week. I just need to actually sit down now and read. That is going to be the hardest thing for me, I think, because it's so easy for me at the minute to get distracted by other things. But as I mentioned, this community is always amazing, and for events like Polarthon, you guys do really help me. I know there's going to be a load of Polarthon sprints as well, so hopefully they will keep me accountable too. So I am going to end this clip here. It's currently the day before Polarthon starts. I should have said that. It's Monday tomorrow, and I wanted to get this intro filmed first so that I can dive straight into the books. So hopefully I'll be giving you guys my first update tomorrow, and I think I'm going to be kicking off this readathon by listening to Ember and the Ice Dragons, so stay tuned to hear my thoughts on that one. Hi guys, so I am definitely looking a lot less glamorous than what I was in the intro, but I did try and film this clip earlier before I went for my bath, and of course my battery was dead, so I've had to film it afterwards, but I hope you guys don't mind. This is probably how I'm going to look throughout most of this week, to be honest with you, because I generally don't really put in much effort in the work week. So just a pre-warning for you there, but I have actually got an update for you guys. So today I started listening to the audiobook for Ember and the Ice Dragons by Heather Fawcett. I am currently up to chapter 8, as you can see there, and I'm actually really enjoying this one so far. It's definitely a lot darker than I thought it was going to be. So for instance, I won't really spoil anything, but there is a scene where a hunter kills a penguin in front of a child, and it's just kind of like brushed over. It's not like a crazy weird thing that's just happened. It's very just matter of fact, and that really threw me off a bit actually, and I think that's going to be the case throughout this whole book, because if you guys don't know, the premise of this book is that we have a young girl called Ember, and Ember is hiding a little secret, and that is the fact that she is actually a fire dragon. Now her father discovered her as a dragon a few years ago, and he didn't have the heart to injure or kill this dragon, because the majority of the people in this world do kill dragons, mainly for their scales and things like that, but he decided to spare this dragon and to protect her in a way by turning her into a human. After that he sort of adopted Ember, so she is referred to as his daughter, and I can't remember the name of her dad off the top of my head, but he is a magical kind of scientist. I don't know the right word for it, but obviously he was able to turn Ember into a girl, but there were some issues along the way, so he couldn't get rid of Ember's wings, so they are just invisible. She has to try and avoid people where she can, and she also bursts into flames occasionally. So when this starts happening too regularly, Ember decides that in order to spare her father from this secret coming out, she will go to visit her aunt in the Antarctic, I believe it is. I might be wrong, but I'll have to double check. That's kind of where I'm up to right now, but the rest of the synopsis does say that she does stumble upon a hunt for some ice dragons. People are going to try and capture and kill them for sport, essentially, and obviously because she's a dragon and because she has a love for animals, she decides that she will join this hunt and kind of infiltrate it and destroy it from the inside. I'm really enjoying it so far. Like I said, it's definitely a fast listen, and if you guys don't know, I did read Even the Darker Stars by Heather Fawcett last year, which is a YA polar fantasy, and I really didn't like it. I gave it 2 stars. Was not for me at all. However, I did mention in my Polarthon TBR that I feel like Heather Fawcett's writing would definitely suit a middle grade book, and it is proving to be true. Really enjoying this one so far. I'm definitely involved with the story, and according to script I have 5 hours and 58 minutes left of my audiobook. I do listen at 2 times the speed, so I have essentially 3 hours left of this audiobook. So I started it on my commute to and from work today, and then I also listened to a bit whilst I was in the bath whilst watching Jade's Polarthon sprints. Now guys, obviously this video is going up after those sprints, but when I tell you I screamed when I saw Jade, Pris, Gavin and Steph together all in one room. Oh my gosh, Polarthon has been made. Absolutely loved it. It was so nice to see them all together, just having the best time, and as expected, the sprints were just chaotic. They were hilarious, and there was a part where I was actually trying to start this vlog, however I just couldn't because the chat was so good and so funny that I really struggled with it. So yeah, that was really fun, and I'm glad I was able to join those sprints. Didn't really know they were happening, to be honest. I just kind of went on YouTube and had a look for some sprints because I really want to get so much reading done this week. And of course Jade was hosting some. I don't know why I thought she wouldn't, and they turned out to be some of the best sprints that I've watched. So I'm really glad that I managed to get on those. So it is currently 10 o'clock on Monday the 7th, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm absolutely knackered right now. You can probably tell by my voice that I've had the worst cold over the weekend. I had a really bad sore throat, as in to the point where I couldn't really eat anything because it just hurt so bad, and that has now turned into a head cold, which if you have ever had a head cold, which I'm sure you have, it's not the best. It's really getting me down and it's making me sleepy, and because I work full-time as well, I don't really have that time to rest. So I think instead of pushing myself to finish this book tonight, I'm actually going to put a pause on it and carry on with it tomorrow. This is definitely gonna be a challenge to finish 5 books this week, but I'm determined. I've gotten a good chunk of this book listened to today. I think I'll have more time tomorrow. Today was just a very hectic day. On Mondays I always have a staff meeting after work as well that goes on until about 5:30, and then I don't get home till 6. Then we went to the shops for a few bits, had a Mackey's because I could not be asked cooking tonight, which is not the best because I'm really trying to be healthy right now. Took Kiwi for a walk and had a bath because I needed it. My hair was disgusting. So that's been my afternoon. It's been extremely busy, and yeah, I am tired now. So I think, just so I don't burn myself out, I am gonna pause this audiobook for now. I'm not gonna pick up a physical book yet, and I think I'm just gonna leave it for tonight because I feel like I'm in a very nice place. I have also found the audiobook for The Bright and the Pale on Scribd as well, which one of you guys actually let me know that it was on there. I had no clue that it was, so I'm definitely gonna be listening to that book. Might read it physically as well, but I'm just loving audiobooks at the minute. They're really helping me to get stuff read, and I do think that's gonna be the best way for me to consume the story. So I'm really happy. I'm gonna have 3 audiobooks to listen to at least. I'm gonna have an ebook and One by One, which is my only physical book, and it is a thriller as well, so hopefully very fast paced. So definitely a slower start than I wanted. I really did want to finish a book today, but it's not the end of the world. Hopefully I can finish this one off tomorrow and then start my second one. I still don't know if I'm actually meant to read these books in order or not. I feel like I should, but I actually don't have a clue. So in my mind, as long as I read all 5 this week, then it doesn't really matter, and that of course is the ultimate goal. So I'm hoping that that is okay, that it works out, and as I keep mentioning, I'm just so excited for this week. Tonight has definitely put me in such an amazing mood, and I just cannot wait to get some more reading done over this week. But for now, I am gonna hop into bed. I am definitely gonna fall asleep as soon as possible because, as I mentioned, I'm knackered and I definitely need it. So I am gonna end this clip here, and I will catch up with you guys tomorrow. Hello! So I have not updated this vlog for a while, and as you can probably tell, it's because I've not been well. I have essentially lost my voice. I have been so ill as well with a head cold, and I thought it would be best if I took 1 or 2 days off for myself, but I'm still not 100% as you can tell. I did have to film my January book haul last night because I am going to Cardiff this weekend, and I really did want to get a video up for you guys because I did miss last week's upload and I don't want that to become a regular thing. So that definitely didn't help because I was filming for over an hour, so that is an hour of non-stop talking.
upsetting, which of course is probably why my voice is so bad today. But I did just want to update you guys on my reading because I have done quite a bit, not as much as I wanted to, but I did finish Ember and the Ice Dragons the other day and I ended up giving it 4 stars. I really enjoyed that book, which I'm so glad because I was really hesitant diving in, did not think I was going to enjoy it, but the tone of it was more for me this time. I don't know if it's because it was a middle grade and I vibe a bit more with Heather Fawcett's middle grade writing style, I'm not too sure, but I had such an amazing time with it. As you know, I listened to the audiobook as well, which I would highly recommend. It's such a good audiobook. But I do just want to say again that this book does involve a lot of animal deaths, and it is mentioned, it is talked about, but it isn't really a big deal in this world. People go hunting, they kill animals, and it's just a fact. So it is just kind of thrown at you in some situations, which I do get because it is a story about a dragon hunt, but other animals are involved and other animals are killed as well, which is obviously not great, very upsetting. And I was really surprised to see that in a middle grade book actually, because if I was reading that a few years ago I definitely would have broken down in tears. Held back this time though because I was just like, it's not real, it's fictional, and I just kind of powered through. But yeah, that is something to be aware of if you're thinking of reading this book. Like I said though, gave it 4 stars, thought it was really good, not quite the 5 stars for me. I feel like I do tend to rate middle grade books a lot more harshly, but I would highly recommend. I don't know if there's going to be a second book, but if there is, I would really like to pick it up. And yeah, all in all, it was a very good story. I really liked all the characters, was very connected to them. The way that things were revealed was interesting. The magic was also very interesting, and I just liked how everything came together and sorted itself out. But I do think there could be room for a sequel because the way it ended, it did kind of set it up in a way. So who knows, there might even be one out and I'm just clueless. I'll have to double check, but as far as I know, there isn't a sequel. I am trying to check Goodreads right now, but no, not from what I can see. And then tonight, as you saw, I have started reading the Polar Bear Explorers Club by Alex Bell. I started this morning on my commute to work, and I have been listening to it since getting home from work as well, which you obviously saw. I was invited to join Marissa's sprints, and her channel is Genre Garden. That is the channel that I had on for sprints earlier, as you will have seen. But of course, with my voice and with me feeling so ill, I unfortunately had to say no to the offer because I just thought it would be a nightmare for me trying to speak and chat to everyone and things like that. So unfortunately I had to miss out on those sprints, but I did have them on and I managed to listen to a bit of my audiobook whilst colouring my new Frozen colouring book. Now I bought a Disney Classics version of this and this one, both in Aldi actually, and I've had my eye on these for a while on Amazon, but I think they were only £3 each in Aldi, so I had to snatch it up, and I decided to go for a Frozen one because of course we are in Polarthon and this is just the most beautiful snowy film, snowy vibe. So this is the page that I coloured. Not too happy with it because I wasn't really that precise. It is a bit messy, but it's fine. I've had a good time tonight just sitting down, relaxing, listening to an audiobook and colouring. I feel like I definitely needed it because I've just been so stressed this week, and it was just a nice way to get my mind off of things and focus on my book as well whilst doing some nice relaxing colouring. So I'm glad that I did that, and I am currently 35% of the way through this book, so I have 4 hours left, and because I listen at 2 times the speed, I have 2 hours left. Don't know if I'll finish it tonight. I will definitely listen to some more of it tonight, but if not, it will definitely be finished tomorrow, which is really good. But then again, that does mean that I will only have finished 2 books in 5 days, meaning that I have 3 books left to read, which is very, very scary, and I don't know if I can do it because I do have a very jam-packed weekend, but hopefully I can. And I haven't even told you what the Polar Bear Explorers Club is about, so I will just do that quickly. It is about a group of explorers called the Polar Bear Explorers. They obviously have this club, it's in the name, but the downside is that women aren't allowed to join, so it's male focused and male dominated. And in this book we follow our main character Stella, who is desperate to become an explorer. Her uncle is a famous explorer, she's seen him go on expeditions, and she wants nothing more than to join him. And one day this of course happens for her, her dream comes true, and she's invited to go on an expedition with the Polar Bear Explorers Club as they trek across snowy icelands. And I do just have it on Goodreads here. It says, join Stella, Starflake, Pearl and her 3 fellow explorers as they trek across snowy icelands and come face to face with frost fairies, snow queens, outlaw hideouts, unicorns, pygmy dinosaurs and carnivorous cabbages. When Stella and 3 other junior explorers get separated from their expedition, mission? Can they cross the frozen wilderness and live to tell the tale? So yeah, really fun book. I'm enjoying it so far. It's full of magical mythological beings. It's obviously in a snowy setting as well, which I love, and overall I'm just having a really good time with it. I do think that up until now though, we've just kind of had the build up, and from here onwards is where things will start to pick up. So I do think I'm gonna fly through the second half of this book and hopefully really enjoy it, because as I mentioned, I have been liking it so far. Love the writing style. It is quite funny. I find myself laughing to it quite often. Also, this book has some beautiful quotes, and I'm really annoyed at the fact that I haven't written them down because I've just listened to it, as I mentioned, in the car and things like that, and as soon as the quote is said, I just forget to make a note of it. But I will try and see if I can find some quotes of it. Sometimes Google does take me to a Goodreads tab when I look for quotes, so let's give it a go. Okay, I can't find anything now, but maybe in the next clip I will have found some. I definitely want to share some with you because there have just been some quotes that really hit me and that I really resonated with, and I feel like are very important. So I will try and go back and find them where I can, but that is essentially where I'm up to at the minute. I'm not going to start a physical book, I don't think, until tomorrow, so nothing more to update you with so far. Really enjoyed Ember and the Ice Dragons. I'm enjoying the Polar Bear Explorers Club so far, and I can't wait to see where the story goes. So for now, I'm going to save my voice a bit. I'm going to end this clip here, and I will update you guys tomorrow where I will share some more of my thoughts on this book with you and hopefully start a new book as well. Hi guys, so Tom and I are currently on the way to Cardiff. We have been up since 5 o'clock this morning. It's now around 8:30. We've just had a little pit stop. I'm gonna have a quick bite to eat. I do have some cinnamon swirls. Haven't really read anything else. I'm still listening to the Polar Bear Explorers Club on audiobook, and I am gonna listen to more on this car journey as well. But I did just want to pop in quickly and kind of update you guys because I feel like I haven't really spoken a lot in this vlog. But yeah, we're on our way and we'll chat to you when we get there. Hi guys, as you can see, I am now home. I'm back from Cardiff, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I am absolutely shattered, but I have so much to do tonight, so much reading to get done as well. So I'm determined to just sit down, consume these stories, and hopefully finish out Polarthon on a high. I do have a lot to update you on though. I'm really sorry about the kind of scattered vlog footage so far, especially from our trip yesterday. It was such a, I don't want to say chaotic trip, but it kind of was, because we started from my house at 6 o'clock in the morning. We travelled for about 5 hours. We got there just after 11 o'clock. We checked into the hotel early, though we had to pay £10, which is really annoying, but there we are. And we sorted ourselves out. We had a wash, I put makeup on, and we set out from the hotel around 12 o'clock. Got some food, went to the stadium by, I think it was like 1:30, maybe even earlier than that, and the game started at 2:15. That then lasted until 5 o'clock. We obviously won, which you saw. It was such an amazing atmosphere. I've never felt anything like it. I was so worked up because it was just so intense. It was such an amazing game to be able to watch because both Scotland and Wales played fantastically, and it could have gone either way. So my heart was racing throughout, and I'm ultimately just so glad that we won. But after that, we were extremely hungry, so we went to Pizza Hut. Essentially every single place we tried to get into other than Pizza Hut was completely full because everyone was coming straight from the stadium to get food, as we were. So we had some pizza, it was really good. We did end up going to the Prince of Wales for a few pints, and then we spontaneously decided to go to the cinema to watch Death on the Nile, which was a really good decision because I really enjoyed that film. Not gonna lie though, I don't really love Gal Gadot in it, and I don't know why. I think her acting was just a bit flat for me, unfortunately. However, I love Death on the Nile as a story. I've read it before, but even though I knew what was gonna happen, how it kind of wrapped up, who the murderer was, I had a really good time watching it. We also do get a look at Poirot's backstory as well. Not a whole ton, but we do get snippets that kind of deepen his character, and Poirot throughout this film was just phenomenal. I was iffy about him at first because he is in the Murder on the Orient Express, which again I absolutely loved, but
I don't know, I'm so used to seeing David Suchet as Poirot that it was strange to see someone new portray him, but he's grown on me. I really did like him in this film as well, and as I mentioned, I did have a really good time watching it. I will say though, the pacing, especially at the beginning, is very slow, so be aware of that. There's also some weird CGI choices that I didn't quite understand, but moving past from that, it was a really good film. I enjoyed it. Tom enjoyed it too, which was great. We did think that we might fall asleep there because we were just so tired, but it was that gripping that we stayed awake. And then we got back to the hotel around 11 and just crashed. I think I did about 20,000 steps yesterday, and considering that we were in a car for 5 hours, that is crazy to me because I do 10,000 steps on a good day normally, maybe a bit more. But yeah, yesterday I did how much? Oh, it's taking a while to sync now because I'm really bad at keeping updated with syncing my watch to my phone. Do you know what? I'm just gonna pop up a picture of the amount of steps that I did because I'm quite proud of it, and I don't think we realised how much we were gonna walk. I feel like you do kind of expect it, but not to that extent. And I was pretty shocked to see how much we did actually, because for our morning we were just completely stationary, sat in the car, and then obviously from there I feel like we didn't stop, so it does make sense. I just didn't realise how much we actually did. But anyway, moving on from that, had a lovely weekend. Tom enjoyed himself as well, which was great because it was his birthday present, and even though I don't think we're gonna win the Six Nations this year, I'm glad that I was able to be there and to see them win this game, and it was just really special, so I'm really glad that I went. You can tell that my voice is getting a little bit better as well, even though I was screaming during that match, but luckily, yeah, it's not too bad anymore, which I'm so thankful for because it's been a nightmare. I do still have a tickly cough though, which annoyingly is more present at night. As soon as I lie down to sleep, I just get this kind of tickling feeling in my throat and I just start coughing, but once I go to sleep I'm fine. So I'm hoping that I'm just slowly getting better now and that I will be less and less ill as the days go on. But that is enough of an update about me. You guys are here to know which books I've been reading, and I'm pleased to say that I have actually read and finished a book, which was one that I didn't expect to read. However, I was watching Jade's Polarthon vlogs and Steph's Polarthon vlog, and can I just say, guys, how amazing is it that Jade, Gavin, Steph and Pris were able to meet up and spend Polarthon together? Oh my gosh, it makes me so happy. I was genuinely like getting emotional watching the vlogs. I'm just so happy for them, and just to see creators that you love and interact with daily get to kind of meet up and share this unique experience, I just really loved, and I'm so happy for them. But anyway, yeah, I was watching both of their vlogs and they both recommended a book called Narwhal, and it's not really a book, it's more of a graphic novel. It's a very short one. I think it was about 64 pages, but I decided because I was quite behind on my reading for the week and I knew I wasn't really going to get any reading done in Cardiff, I decided to pick it up and read it. I obviously read it in one sitting. It took me less than 5 minutes and I actually really enjoyed it. It was nothing that like blew me away, but it was a very nice, fun, cute little read that I'm really glad that I did pick up. I didn't give it a rating though, so on Goodreads it does just look like that because it just didn't feel right to give it a rating when it's only 64 pages. It doesn't really have a plot to it either. It's kind of in little sections and it just has a nice story between different characters and it's just so wholesome. But it just says here, Narwhal is a happy-go-lucky narwhal. Jelly is a no-nonsense jellyfish. The two might not have a lot in common, but they do love waffles, parties and adventures. Join Narwhal and Jelly as they discover the whole wide ocean together. And yeah, it was really cute, really fun. Read it very quickly and I can always fall back on this if I need to fulfill a prompt, which I definitely will, because I have not read or started The Bright and the Pale yet, or One by One by Ruth Ware. I've heard very mixed things about The Bright and the Pale. I feel like a lot of people that I look up to and look to for recommendations haven't enjoyed this one, and I don't know if I want to put myself through that and end up getting slumpy again. So I think that I'm gonna leave this one for now, put it down, maybe come back to it another time. If not, I will just unhaul it because unfortunately it hasn't been getting amazing reviews, and the audiobook is unscribed for me as well, so if I do want to read it or listen to it I can do so through that. So yeah, unfortunately I don't think I will be getting to this one, and I am definitely not going to be reading One by One by Ruth Ware because it is massive and I haven't even started it yet. So I think I'm going to swap this one out for Ember and the Ice Dragons. So the two prompts that Ember and the Ice Dragons will fulfill will be a book with an adventure, I believe, and also a book with a cold word in the title. So I am gonna have to double up on that one, and I'm hoping that now will fit somehow. I've lost the graphic to Polarthon as well. This is not gonna be a great vlog update, I'm so sorry. I literally had it a minute ago. Okay, I found it. Yeah, so an adventure and cold word will be Ember and the Ice Dragons. Foiled cover is the Polar Bear Explorers Club, which I will chat about in a minute. Icy Magic. Now there's no Icy Magic in Narwhal, so I might actually change this. Oh my gosh. I might change Ember and the Ice Dragons to fit an adventure and Icy Magic, and then Narwhal can fit into cold word. I think that's how I'm gonna do it. That way everything will fit and I can hopefully complete the rest of the prompts as they are. So just to go over it so that you guys aren't confused, I will of course put the new graphic on screen as well so that you can see. But for an adventure book we have Ember and the Ice Dragons. For cold word we have Narwhal. For foiled cover we have the Polar Bear Explorers Club. For Icy Magic we have Ember and the Ice Dragons, and for Polar Fantasy we have The Raven and the Reindeer. Sorry that that was so long-winded and complicated. I haven't really thought this update through before sitting down and filming it, so I do apologise. But I do have 2 hours left of the Polar Bear Explorers Club audiobook. As I listen at 2 times the speed, it means that I only have an hour left, and I've decided that I'm going to put the books from my most recent book haul on my shelves, try and sort of reorganise them a little bit, and I'm going to do so whilst listening to the audiobook. I feel like that's going to be a very handy way for me to get something done and also listen to the story, which is going to be very handy for me, and that way I can kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Really enjoying the Polar Bear Explorers Club so far. It is very high stakes. It is a kind of survival story about a group of kids finding themselves separated from the rest of the expedition in the Icelands, and it's all about them encountering different threats and things like that and having to kind of work together as a team to come up with some solutions to these threats. And I'm just having a really good time with it so far. It's definitely a good mix of suspense and humour, and also the naivety of children as well, and I do find myself laughing at certain things, interaction between different characters, and all in all it's just such a good time. So I'm really enjoying this one, and I'm definitely planning on finishing it out in the next kind of hour and a half once I stop this clip. And then the last thing that I have to talk about with you is The Raven and the Reindeer. So I have started it. I'm only about 40 pages in, I want to say. I've got 227 pages left and I'm stressed. I don't actually know whether I'll be able to finish this tonight, though from what I've read so far it is very fast paced in terms of the writing style. Even though nothing's really happened yet, I find myself flying through it, which is definitely a good sign. As you can see, I've had my bath, so I'm ready for bed, and I think what I'm going to do is after I organise my shelves, I'm going to get cozy in bed and read this book. And I really do want to finish it tonight because I will feel so gutted if I can't at least finish 4 books this week. And I know Narwhal technically doesn't count because it's so short, but I am definitely going to count it. All I know about The Raven and the Reindeer is that it is a Snow Queen retelling, which I didn't really want to know much more about because I feel like this is the type of story that I need to dive into without really knowing anything and just experience it for myself, because again, Jade from Jade Read has read this one and she absolutely loved it. She gave it 5 stars, I believe. It's one of her new favourite stories, and I just want to feel that way too, so I don't want to place any expectations on myself or on this book. And from what I've read so far, I'm really enjoying it. I do like the characters. I will say though that the writing is a little bit choppy in the fact that, I don't know, I feel like there are a lot of gaps in a way where it's just like, oh, this is the end of the chapter, then this is a new one, and it's kind of missed out on certain things. But obviously it's not as long as your traditional novel, it's a lot shorter, and I don't think it's meant to be anything extremely plot driven and complicated. I think it's just meant to be a kind of whimsical retelling in the old-fashioned sort of way, which is what I need to get used to because it is something that I've noticed diving into this book. But apart from that, I'm really loving it. The descriptions are just fantastic. I feel like I'm in the story, like I can feel the cold that they're describing, I can see the characters clearly, I feel like I know exactly how their houses look and things like that, and all in all I'm just really enjoying it so far. But I'm only 40 odd pages in, so this could all change, but I don't think it will. I feel like now we're going to dive into the story itself and kind of experience more of this world and the people in it, and of course the Snow Queen herself. So those are my plans for tonight. I'm so sorry that this is a long update, but I've just been so busy over the weekend, as you saw, and I just could not find a spare moment to film. So yeah, I'm so sorry about that, but I'm hoping that you enjoyed the b-roll footage and seeing us in the stadium and things like that. I had a really good time, and I did want to show as much as I could in the vlog, but I did also want to kind of live in the moment and not be too focused on capturing everything and filming things. So hopefully that's okay with you guys and this turned out fine. But yeah, for now I am gonna stop rambling on. I'm gonna make myself a cup of tea and I'm gonna get to organizing these shelves, which I'm not gonna film unfortunately because this vlog is very heavy on the b-roll footage so far, and I also don't want to have to think about making sure that the camera's still recording and things like that, because this one does switch off after so long, and I think it will just be less stress if I can kind of do everything in my own time and not stress about it. So I'm gonna go and do that, and I will update you guys either once I finish the Polar Bear Explorers Club or the Raven and the Reindeer. We shall see, because I'm not sure if I'll fall asleep as soon as I finish that. Hopefully finish that anyway. So I'm not sure when I'll next update you, but there will be another clip after this, so it doesn't really matter either way. I failed you guys and I'm really not proud of it. I completely crashed as soon as I got into bed after that last clip, so I didn't end up finishing the Raven and the Reindeer, which is so annoying. I will check how far I got into it though. I don't think it was a lot. No, so I'm on page 50 out of 264, so definitely not the best, but I do want to carry on with the story. I am really enjoying it. I think it's just going to get even more magical. It has that fairy tale feel to it, obviously being a retelling of the Snow Queen, and the way that it's written really does reflect that. You feel like you are reading a fairy tale, which is something that I love, and I will definitely be continuing on with this book. And I think what I'll do is once I finish the book and post my review to Goodreads, I will have it linked down in the description box below, so if you do want to hear my thoughts on this book, maybe more in-depth thoughts, what I enjoyed, maybe what I didn't enjoy, that will be available to you, but it will be as a post rather than a kind of verbal explanation. So hopefully that's okay. I feel like that's just the best I can offer you right now, because I really do need to wrap up this vlog, and I don't think I'm going to finish the book as soon as I want to. I think it would be safer to just leave it at that for now. So I will just pop up my Polarthon results on screen for you now. As you can see, I have still included the Raven and the Reindeer. I am counting it because I did start it. Probably shouldn't, but I'm not counting it as a full book. I will just kind of say that that's the one I intended to read, but unfortunately I didn't have time to read it. So for my final results, the book that I read for an adventure prompt was Ember and the Ice Dragons by Heather Fawcett. I really enjoyed that one and ended up giving it 4 stars. For a book with a cold word in the title, I read Narwhal by Ben Clunton. I didn't rate this one. I feel like it was too short to really give a fair rating to. If I do read more of these stories, then maybe I would give a rating further on, but for now I don't feel like it's fair to give this book a standalone rating, so I decided not to. For foiled cover, I went for the Polar Bear Explorers Club by Alex Bell, another one that I really enjoyed and gave 4 stars. For Icy Magic, I'm doubling up and using Ember and the Ice Dragons again for this one, and then for Polar Fantasy I am counting Raven and the Reindeer. If you really do want to argue with me though and say that I can't count the Raven and the Reindeer, then the Polar Bear Explorers Club does work for Polar Fantasy. Ember and the Ice Dragons also works for Polar Fantasy, so technically I have fulfilled every single prompt. It's just that I was trying to fit on more books than I could manage. So that is my Polarthon result, you guys. As I mentioned, I'm not the happiest with it. I really was determined to read 5 books, but as you saw, I was really ill throughout the week and I was just so drained because of that. You can tell that I'm a lot better now, thankfully, but that did have a massive impact on my reading during Polarthon. And as well as that, I did go to Cardiff for the weekend for Tom's birthday. It was his birthday present, and so I did want to spend that time with him and just celebrating him, celebrating the rugby, and we had the most amazing weekend. So I'm so glad that I was present in that moment and that I wasn't too stressed about reading or updating the vlog. So hopefully this turned out okay. I do want to apologise again for the mess that I am in all of these clips. I have made no effort this week except for when I went to Cardiff. Even today I just look an absolute state, but I'm not going to put makeup on just to film one clip for you guys. I'm sorry, it's not me, but hopefully these kind of clips gives you guys an insight into what I'm like on a daily basis. I'm not always dolled up and ready to film. In a way, I do have to kind of force myself to sit down and film clips sometimes. I'm not one to put on makeup just for the sake of filming, and I know I'm gonna look back on this vlog in a few months time and cringe at myself for putting something like this on the internet, but honestly, I don't really care. I just want to create bookish content for you guys. It's not about how I look at all, so hopefully that is okay. okay with you. I do just want to say a massive thank you once again to Koalaeye for gifting me these glasses. I absolutely love them. I have worn them a lot more through the week, and every time I put them on I just feel like they are such a good fit for me, and they fit a lot better than my previous glasses, so I'm very, very happy with these. I would highly recommend them as well. They're so comfortable, they don't fall off my face. And a reminder, if you guys would like your own pair of glasses, I will have the link to the Koalaeye website down below for you guys, as well as the discount code, so definitely make sure to snatch that up. But that is it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it, even though it was a bit chaotic. If you've made it this far into the video, please do leave me some koala emojis. I think that would be pretty cute, and it represents this lovely glasses company as well. Seeing you guys comment the emoji of the video truly does make my day, so if you are here and would like to let me know, please do comment that. As well as that, if you did like this video, please don't forget to click the like button down below, as well as the subscribe button if you'd like to see more content from me. I have some very exciting videos coming your way, including a reread of House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J Maas and a spoiler-filled first time reaction vlog to House of Sky and Breath as well. Those are my next 2 videos, I want to say, or they will be coming relatively soon, so to make sure you don't miss it, please do click the notification bell as well. But that is it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. It truly does mean the world to me, and I will see you soon in my next video. Goodbye!